for Calgary-Falconridge.
Thank you, Madam Speaker. Honorable members, I'm very grateful to have the privilege of rising today to address this honorable assembly. I would like to take this opportunity to thank my constituents and the many hardworking men and women of Calgary-Falconridge who have put their trust, hopes, and dreams in my hand and given me the great honor to be their voice inside this important chamber. I'm deeply honored and by their confidence in me and humbled to take my seat in a place where so many great Albertans have been before. Most importantly, I would like to thank my family, my wife, my partner in life, Balmeet, and my two children, Abby and Sahaj, who have always stood beside me and supported me by my all political ambitions. They are truly the foundation of any success I have achieved. When I rise today, I think of the journey that has brought me here. Many of us in this house have all traveled long and winding roads. My journey may have begun further than most. It started half a world away, where I was born and raised in northern India, the state of Punjab, at the footsteps of the mighty Himalayas. My upbringing was not unusual for a boy that in that area walking to school up and down a mountainside every day and dreaming of a bright and successful future for myself and family. After graduating university in pharmacy in India, I began the long road that would bring me to the foothills of another majestic mountain range, Rocky Mountains. Like many of who have come to this land before me, I came to Alberta with a pioneering spirit and self-reliant attitude to build a new life in the land of boundless opportunity. Many new Canadians have built successful communities and prospered through hard work, ingenuity, and unshakable determination. Like previous trailblazers, they had to brave immeasurable hardships, but did not falter. They rose to the challenge and helped create one of the best places in the world to live, work, and raise family. Their story is like so many others. In my case, I was able to come to a new land and build a very successful business. And today, I am honored and proud to say that our business employs my fellow Albertans across Alberta. However, we are faced with many threats that must be conquered. We are fully engaged in the information age, which in spite of its benefits, means Alberta must compete with the entire globe. From protectionist forces of our friends to the south and in the far east, to new attacks on our personal liberty and privacy. We are indeed living in a brave new world. Domestically, there are long-standing tensions, creating regional misunderstandings and sometimes willful ignorance of many benefits and advantages Albertans have provided to our provincial partners in the Confederation. These are the difficulties that we must deal with in this chamber. Today, our fellow Albertans are looking to us for leadership and a path through the wilderness of despair. My journey here is a testament, like so many other new Albertans, to our collective ability to find ways to defeat seemingly unsurmountable obstacles and achieve success and prosperity. Under the leadership of our new Premier, his cabinet, and caucus, I'm confident that we will harness the energy, spirit, and strength needed to help find the right path forward for all Albertans. Our current problems are well known. The lack of accessible pipelines to the tidewater, the constant attack on our natural resources from international self-interest groups, and the issue of rebalancing transfer payments to better reflect the new realities of our country. The lack of jobs and persistent lackluster economic performance is another critical issue. These problems will require ingenuity, persistence, and perseverance to overcome. I expect new ideas will be brought to the floor of this assembly. I am dedicated to supporting ideas that are rooted in principles of fiscal responsibility. I believe firmly in the analogy that teaching a person how to fish will help feed them for life instead of giving them a fish which only feeds them for a day. Together, we can imagine an Alberta full of promise and opportunity. Through the reduction in government regulations, we can unleash the power of entrepreneurs to build and create new businesses and generate jobs for Albertans. By demonstrating fiscal restraint, we can unburden future generations of debt that will allow them the ability to deal with many new challenges our province will inevitably face. By providing strong educational building blocks, we can enable our youth to the better prepared to compete against the new global realities. We know the world has become much more complicated. Computers and electronics dominate our lives. Yet, few of us understand or are capable of writing the simplest code needed to direct this technology. I believe the time has come for bold thinking, to establish in the curriculum a program where every child is required to take a mandatory coding class from kindergarten until they complete high school. Kids should learn the principles of algorithms and be capable of building new software applications for the companies like Apple, Google, and other new companies that haven't yet been even founded. If we institute a mandatory coding class for all students in the Alberta curriculum, we would be the first jurisdiction in North America to do so. Since 2016, the United Kingdom has instituted mandatory coding classes for all students from kindergarten to grade 12 in order to prepare their youth to successfully compete in the global economy of the future. We could follow this example and be the first jurisdiction in North America to arm our children with the tools they needed for success. This would also encourage entrepreneurs and technology companies to consider immediately establishing operations in Alberta, where we have not only an abundance of natural resources, but also a highly educated workforce to help power the innovation and technology of the future. In another area of great complexity, we must be courageous and harness new technology and management practices to maintain and enhance the quality of our healthcare system. I believe we must be open to the new ideas to innovate and find new approaches to delivering the medical care and pharmaceuticals our citizens require, all within the limits of our fiscal capacity. My constituents are proud of our healthcare system, but they're concerned about its future. We must continue to find ways to improve its delivery while ensuring long-term sustainability and not sacrificing the quality of healthcare at any cost. The throne speech set out our legislative agenda. It gives us a signpost that will guide our way to more robust and affluent future. It highlights the challenges that lay before us, but it is also a call for renewed faith for risk takers. And now is the time to unleash the energy and imagination that can help bring back the Alberta advantage. My personal journey has brought me to this place at this time to use all my knowledge, skills, and experience to help in the effort of lighting a path for today and for future generations, to work tirelessly to create the climate where jobs will flourish and rewards for risk-taking will be encouraged. I know, Madam Speaker and honorable members, that you are ready to join with me in taking on this tremendous task. I quote a well-known poem written by Canadian John Mattray, "To you, from falling hands, we throw the torch. Be yours to hold it high. Each generation passes the torch to the next. Be ours to hold it high. Be ours to safeguard our freedoms, our liberty, our rights, our principles, and most importantly, safeguard our fellow citizens. We have been passed a great trust from previous generations. And Alberta, that is the tapestry of many cultures, woven together by shared principles of free enterprise, personal responsibility, and mutual respect. We must continue the work of building a society of tolerance and understanding that is a beacon of opportunities across Canada and around the world. Thank you, Madam Speaker.